Hi Year 4, I hope you're well and keeping safe at home. Well done to all of you who've been busy doing activities that I've set on Purple Mash. I've looked forward to seeing all of those, and don't forget to go on Timetable Rockstars as well and keep practicing your times tables. And I hope you've been doing some reading, either reading a book or listening to books online. So what I thought I would do, as I'm missing you all, is read a book that I found at home. So I'm going to read you the first chapter of this book, which is by Dick King-Smith, and it's called The Guard Dog. Chapter 1. There were 6 puppies in the window of the pet shop, and people who knew about dogs would have easily recognised the breeds. There was a Labrador, a Springer Spaniel, and an Old English Sheepdog, a Poodle and a Pug. But even the most expert dog fancier couldn't have put a name to the 6th one. In fact, most of them who stopped to look in the pet shop window either didn't notice it because it was so extremely small, or thought it was a rough-haired guinea pig, which it resembled in size and shape, and it had gone into the wrong pen. "What on earth is that?" the rest had said to one another when the 6th puppy was first put in with them. "It looks like that's something that the cat dragged in." And they sniggered amongst themselves. "I say," said the Old English Sheepdog puppy loudly, "what are you?" The newcomer wagged a tail the length of a pencil stub. "I'm the dog," it said in an extremely small voice. The pug snorted. "You could have fooled me," said the poodle. "But what sort of dog?" asked the Springer Spaniel. "How do you mean, what sort?" The pug snorted again, and then they all started barking questions. "What breed are you? What variety of dog? Why are you so small? Why are you so hairy? Are you registered with the Kennel Club? How many champions have you had in your pedigree?" "Pedigree?" said the 6th puppy. "What's a pedigree?" There was a stunned silence, broken at last by a positive volley of snorts. "Pah," said the pug. "He is a mongrel." And at that they all turned their backs and they began talking amongst themselves. "I say," said the Labrador, "do you know what I'm going to be when I grow up?" "A gun dog, I bet," said the Springer Spaniel. "Like me, I'm going to be a gun dog, and I'm going to go out with the master, and I'm going to bring back pheasants and shoot." No," said the Labrador. "As a matter of fact, I'm not. I'm going to be a guide dog for the blind. A much more worthwhile job." "Not more worthwhile than mine," said the old sheepdog. "I am going to work sheep. I'll be galloping about all over the countryside." "Getting filthy dirty," interrupted the poodle, "while I am having my coat shampooed and specially trimmed and clipped and a silk ribbon tied in my top knot, and I'm going to be a show dog and win masses of prizes." The pug snorted. "What about you?" barked the others. "You haven't said what you're going to be when you grow up." "I'm going to be a lapdog," said the pug loftily. "I shall be thoroughly spoilt and eat nothing but chicken and steak. And the only exercise that I shall take will be to walk to my food dish." "What about me?" said the 6th extremely small voice. "You haven't asked me what I'm going to be when I grow up." The Labrador yawned. "Oh, all right," it said. "Tell us if you must." "I," said the 6th puppy proudly, "I am going to be a guard dog." And at this, the others began to roll helplessly about, yapping and yelping and snorting with glee. "A guide dog?" they all said. Mind your ankles, burglars." "He's not tall enough to reach their ankles." "If he did, then their teeth would only tickle it." "Oh, perhaps his bark is worse than his bite." "It is," said the 6th puppy. "Listen." Then, out of his hairy little mouth came the most awful noise that you can possibly imagine. It was a loud noise, a very, very loud noise for such a tiny animal, but its volume was nothing to the awfulness of its tone. Think of these sounds: a chalk scraping on a blackboard, a wet finger squeaking on a window pane, a hacksaw cutting through a metal, a rusty door hinge creaking, an angry baby screaming, and throw them into a horrible bubbly sound of someone with a really nasty cough. Mix them all up, and there you have the noise that sixth puppy made. It was a dreadful noise, a revolting, disgusting, jarring, vulgar noise. And it set all of the creatures in the pet shop fluttering and scuttering about in panic. And as for the other puppies, they bunched together as far away as they could get, their hackles raised, their lips wrinkled in loathing. And at last, after what seemed an age, the sixth puppy stopped. Head on one side, he wagged his pencil stub tail, and he said, "You see," he said happily in his usual extremely small voice, "I can make quite a rumpus when I really try." That is the end of chapter 1. Enjoy and take good care. Don't forget to check the website, check Purple Mash, and I'll see you soon. Bye, Year 4.